fluffy. The cake crumb is so tender. It's moist, like you can literally see how moist it is, y'all. This is a dark chocolate, man. It's rich, velvety. I want to cuddle at the end of the night with it. It's amazing. I hope that you love it too. Hey, it's Gabrielle, and we are in the kitchen today making chocolate cake. This is not any chocolate cake, y'all. This is my favorite chocolate cake recipe. It reminds me of that scene in Matilda, Miss Trunchbull's chocolate cake, and Bruce is eating it. Everybody's cheering him on. It's thick, it's voluptuous, and it's dark chocolate. I think you'll love it because it is a one bowl recipe. It's super easy to make. Let's get started so that you can make it for the people that you love the most.
You got cake, now eat it.
Start us off, we are starting with very simple ingredients that you probably already have at home. We're gonna mix dry ingredients together and then add the wet ones. They're gonna come all together, get married in the oven, and they're gonna make a cake, a really good one at that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with our dry ingredients. We have flour. I love using cake flour when I'm making cakes. You see that red box in the store, Swan's Down. I really like that one. I'm not trying to shameless plug, but it's the OG of cake flours, sugar, cocoa powders, and different things. We're gonna go mix it all together and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, to start off, I am going to add some cake flour into our bowl. I love cake flour just because it gives you a little bit more of a tender crumb. We also have some sugar, regular sugar, and then I love using this cocoa powder, y'all. The Hershey House, I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something with the special dark cocoa powder. It just makes your cake really like darker for a chocolate cake, so I really like using it. I also have gelatin mix, but I have the chocolate flavored Jello packet. It also just adds more moisture when you are making cakes, so you can use any flavor when you're making cakes, but if you're using chocolate, then do chocolate. I am also going to add some baking powder, baking soda, and salt for our last step into the dry ingredients. This basically raises your cake up. It's your chemical agent, and yeah, you need cake with baking powder and baking soda. Okay, so for our wet ingredients, I'm going to add some vegetable oil. I'm also adding in buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can use milk, but just to give your cake a little swag, you need buttermilk. I'm also going to whisk 2 eggs, and I'm going to add that to this cake. And then lastly, I'm going to add vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract, if you can get that. Okay, so I'm going to mix all of this together, and you already see that deep chocolate color forming. That's what we want. When it comes to baking, I love using Baker's Joy. It's like my little secret weapon whenever I'm making cake or brownies, cookies, muffins, anything that you don't want to stick to a pan, you need Baker's Joy. So you just spray it. It basically alleviates the greasing and flouring process. It's like an all-in-one spray. So now that your pans are prepped, we're gonna go ahead and add our cake batter to our pans. This is gonna bake on 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes. Now, if you are using a deeper cake pan or a larger cake pan, maybe like a square one or a rectangle one, it might take longer depending on the pan that you're using. For our frosting, I love doing a stovetop chocolate fudge. It's deep, it's rich, and it's really amazing on this cake. I'm going to start off with butter, then I'm going to add some sugar, cocoa powder, baking chocolate. We're adding milk, and then I also like to add vanilla after you get everything mixed in and on the stove. And we're going to bring that to a boil, a light boil, but a boil indeed. Y'all, this cake is in the oven and it smells so amazing. It smells like a chocolate patisserie in here. It is chocolate frosting time. This frosting is more like an icing. We just took it off from the stove. I want to make sure that you guys cool your icing. That's really important with this step. We're going to go ahead and put it in a stand mixer, or if you have an electric handheld, you can also use that. If you don't have an electric handheld, you could just do it old school and whisk it by hand. But we're going to beat this frosting for about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, just until it's like nice and soft and fluffy. You'll know that it's done when it just starts looking very voluptuous. That's when it's done. Now that your cakes are cooled, you want to make sure that they are cool. Honey, I re-emphasize that. This will save you just heartache and disaster. If it's too warm or hot, your cake will not hold up. Now that your cake is cool, we're gonna go ahead and cut the domes off of the cake. There'll be like these tops. Usually when you bake cakes, there's like a top, and we wanna go ahead and cut that off, slice it off so that your cake is even or a little bit even. Now look, Miss Trunchbull's cake had a little lean to it, so it's okay if the cake has a little lean to it. Just make sure you don't have a lot of give, okay? We are going to put that frosting, icing, whatever you wanna call it, we're gonna put that in the middle. Right smack dab in the middle. Now don't overdo it because it probably will flood out a little bit. I like to put most of my icing and frosting where it counts, honey, on top and on the side. So pour your frosting, icing, glaze, pour it on your cake or smear it on there. I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna run this over the top of the cake just so that that fudge can start dripping down. Just like that. And now you have a perfectly finished, beautifully glazed chocolate cake. Let's go ahead and slice into this because y'all have to see the inside. I want to see it too. Okay, y'all, our cake is frosted. Look at it. It just looks like a stallion. It looks amazing. Let's dig in. Have a bite with me. Come on. Okay. Come on, come closer. Come closer.
Go fast!
Oh my God. Y'all, this is so amazing. By now, I hope that you are eating a piece too. And I hope that you love it as much as I love this cake. Thank you so much for watching how to make a dark chocolate sexy cake. Y'all, this is a man. This is a dark chocolate man, a grown, just, okay, I'll stop. But thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next recipe. Okay, so first bite, it is fluffy, it's tender, it's melt in your mouth, delicious. I want to cuddle with it at night. I want to cuddle and hold on to it for the rest of my life. That's what I'm tasting.